Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Scary Hour. And we're here. Today we're going to talk about a couple creeps. As many of you probably heard of. The PlayStation executive. A PlayStation executive tried to lure a 15-year-old boy over his house for sex. So we're going to get a little more detailed about that later on. Just let me talk about another creep we got a little more info on. And that's a CNN producer arrested for attempting to lure minors for sexual activities. I honestly don't get what the kink is all. It's not even a kink, bro. That shit is fucking. The only reason I mentioned kink is because he tried to use that in one of the sites that he was in and try to use the fact that he's into minors as a kink. You're just a certified creep. Nothing funny about it. It's just it's ridiculous to me. You would think that the low lives of the world that would be on this type of timing would come from people who don't have a good job, people who are miserable. I guess this just goes to show that whoever's miserable can have a job, or anybody that has a great job can be also miserable. This goes to both of them. You feel me? Because being the producer of CNN, come on, man. And then also being executive of PlayStation, come on, bro. Anyways, so many beautiful women out there. And out of all of those, and crazy bitches too. There be crazy bitches out here too. There's crazy women out here who are willing. There's women who are willing to do whatever it is you desire. There's crazy people like that. You feel me? There's also men that do the same shit, but we all know that. We all know men could be. This is why men get labeled as dogs. You feel me? Because this is exactly, there are a lot of men, but they're the type to do shit. Or because I'm not acting like I'm not a man, but we're the type to be with whatever, with it all, with anything, with everything. But this is what I mean. I mean, this dude could face up to both of them could face up to 10 years in prison. If you ask me, put them motherfuckers in for longer. Let them suffer. You feel me? Let them get butthole raped a little bit. You feel me? A few times by these creeps in the jails. You feel me? Because once they find out what you in for, and they're both white. So same way white people want to be all about talking about fucking minorities and being like, oh yeah, you love being in prison for robbery and shit. It's I'd rather be in prison for robbery or killing somebody rather than fucking being into minors. Hey, bro, look at the statistics, bro. Don't come for me if you white. You feel me? Look at the statistics, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Come on. This is America. I'm going to make it racial, bro. I'm going to make it racial. I'm going to make it racial, bro. This is America. This is what, this is what we're all about. You feel me? Come on. Don't feel away about it. Just let me talk my shit. You feel me? If you don't like it, as I tell everybody else, bounce. You feel me? You could click right away. Give me a thumbs down, actually. Motherfuckers can't see that shit no more. So motherfuckers don't know how many of y'all watching don't fuck with me. So y'all can give me a thumbs down. You feel me? But if you do fuck with me and you understand the humor, you feel me? Show some love. But yeah, let's get more into details with this creep. His name is John Griffin. Yeah, I was gonna make a stupid ass joke, but I'm gonna just move on from that. John Griffin was arrested Friday and charged with 3 counts of using a facility of interstate commerce to attempt to entice minors to engage in unlawful sexual activities. If he probably would have heard me, and the way my voice cracked right there, he probably would have got hard, because he's like, damn, he probably not even done with puberty until he finds out my real age. And yeah, it's not looking pretty for the dude. Yeah, y'all get the memo. As you know, it wouldn't look pretty for anybody on this type of timing, bro. Like, motherfuckers is creeping out. The charges stem from conversations between Griffin and the purported parents of minor daughters, in which he allegedly tried to persuade them to allow him to train their daughters to be sexually submissive, as well as an incident in which prosecutors allege unlawful sexual activity occurred with a 9-year-old girl. Bro, 9 years old, bro. I feel away because my sister is 7, bro. I've had instances where I've met an individual that was not of age, having a whole boyfriend that was like of age, but like 8 years older. And it's just like, bruh, how the fuck do you think you could walk around acting like, this is completely okay? And a lot of motherfuckers, it be the parents' fault. Like, it be, from where I come from, a lot of parents are completely okay with their 14-year-old daughter dating a fucking 37-year-old man. It's sad, but a lot of parents rather give that child up to someone who can actually take care of them. Because a lot of these other men are, aside from being low lives, they potentially show that they have a better paying job than mom and dad, or are in a better situation than mom or dad, or whatever the case is. But so the parents give in to that and rather allow a grown ass man to continue to raise their daughter. This happens with boys too, but you mainly see it with females. And it's just, you feel me? Is this the type of shit that I'm talking about? This is the type of shit that occurs in my place, not my place, but my country. And part of me is glad that I grew up and was born here in America, because that's so normalized in my country that I probably, if I was born and raised over there, I would have probably grown up with the same mentality. You feel me? And that's just because it's that normalized. Obviously the minors, there's some minors that think that it's completely okay. They help cover it, but they're not to blame, because motherfuckers be brainwashing the fuck out of these kids, because these kids are easily brainwashed into thinking what's wrong, what's actually wrong is actually right. You feel me? And it's sad. I've had a couple individuals that I know personally that have gone through situations like this, and you see it and it's like, it's cringy. It's cringy as fuck. Especially after like they're an adult now, whatever the case is, and they, now they can actually be with said individual. But it's like, you could go back and be like, oh, when'd you meet? Oh, we met 6 years ago. And then you do the calculations in your head and you're like, hold on. He's 28. So he was 22. You're 20. So you was 14. Huh? So that's kind of like the vibe. And it's not it. Shit. I mean, yeah, here in America you see it with white men, but in my country, them Dominicans be doing that shit on the daily. And a big part of the reason, a big fault goes to the parents, because there's no fucking way. A lot of this is why I brought up the fact that, a lot of parents just leave it all for the man to handle their child, for the rest of their lives or whatever the case is, because they're in a better situation. But that's because that's like the excuse that they use, the excuse that the parents use over there. They like to hit niggas with, oh, I couldn't take care of her. You feel me? He had a nice home. He had a car. We had to, walk to where we got to go. We lived in a little shack, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You feel me? I'd rather my daughter be there. A home is a home, whether or not it's made out of wood or made out of fucking stones or made out of fucking cement, whatever you want to call it. Regardless, you feel me? And a lot of parents like to use over there. They like to use that excuse to, to at least make it kind of okay, as to, and so that they don't get judged as hard, And hey, bro, I don't know how the fathers be dealing with that shit. I don't know how they're completely fine with the shits, because I don't know. I don't even know how the mothers do. I don't know how parents do it over there, bro. You feel me? That shit is retarded. Like, what the fuck? Like, what sense does that make? Regardless of how hard-headed the kid is, regardless, bro, it is a child that has not developed his brain or his or her brain whatsoever. Your brain does not stop developing up until the age of 25, I believe. So what makes you believe that this child knows exactly what it wants? You feel me? You could tell a child that blue is actually purple, and they'll grow up believing that blue, what we all call blue, is purple, and that purple is blue. That's how easily fucking thing. That's a horrible analogy. So yeah, it was just what was in my mind. I'm filled with horrible analogies, so that's not gonna be the only time y'all gonna hear it. Anyways, yeah, bro, like, type of shit. Yo, word to my mother. Let my future daughter, word to, if I have a girl, word to my mother. I'm telling you right now, go back to this clip right here, and y'all can send it to her. You feel me? Or him. I don't give a fuck. If that bitch or nigga is older than you by a great margin, and he is of age, he or her is of age, and y'all not, word to my mother. I don't care how badass of kids y'all have been throughout y'all little lifespan or whatever the case is. I'm putting hands on him or her, and I'm putting hands on you too. So I'm just letting you know right now, dearly, sincerely, daddy. Man, listen, bro. I'm not on that type of timing. I'm not that type of Dominican. Fuck all that. You bugging with all of that. Because I'm not bringing you to this world for a creep ass nigga to come and try to holler at you. Nah, bro. Nah. I think I lose my shit. You know those stories where like that they post on these on these social media sites where they be like, oh, man got 10 years for killing other man who was an alleged rapist of his daughter or whatever the case is. That'll probably be me. So CNN, Fox News, all of y'all, I'm gonna cover the story for you if shit like this happens. I covered it ahead of time. You feel me? Nah. In all seriousness, yeah, this is the type of shit that I'm not dealing with. I have a cousin who had dealt with this, and I saw it firsthand. You feel me? Like, shorty was like 16, 15. Nigga was like 42. Like, what, bro? You could be. My grandma at the moment was 42, bro. Or like 45. She was in her 40s, bro. They could have been together, bro. And now, I hope she don't hear this, but I don't give a fuck regardless. Now, shorty is like mid-20s. her nigga like 60. So like I guess her like excuse is like I got a type. Even if that was her type, regardless, bro, it's not okay, my nigga. I don't understand. And then like these grown ass people know that it's not okay. You feel me? But they'll make an attempt to persuade the parent into thinking that it's completely okay. Anyways, that's exactly what he attempted to do. John Griffin, sorry. During the conversations on separate online platforms, Griffin allegedly said he believed in a way of life in which women are sexually subservient and inferior to men. So, I mean, aside from the whole creeping, loving minor shit, he was also very misogynistic. Griffin allegedly paid more than $3,000 to the woman to fly her and her 9-year-old girl to Boston in July of 2020. I believe it was 2020. Where prosecutors say he picked them up from the airport and brought them to the ski house that he had rented, where the child was directed to engage in and did engage in illegal sexual activity. I want to put it out there that this story is like all of the specifics that has happened throughout this story is all alleged. So before I get sued, I want to put that out there. Aside from that, I don't know who's worse, the mom or Griffin. You can argue that they're both about the same. They're both as bad, just as bad. But this is like what I meant by what I was telling y'all. Like, motherfucker be in a better spot in his life, so therefore the parents be completely okay with just allowing their daughter to fuck with a nigga like this. The parents could possibly think, yo, this is wrong, but she could have possibly thought, yo, this is wrong, but I need those $3,000. But it's like, if that's the case, you should have never had kids. You should have never had kids. You should have taken that plan B. You feel me? You should have gotten that abortion. If this is what you out here doing. You feel me? So, as of now, according to what the source that I'm getting this from, which I'll post it throughout. If you guys haven't seen it, you'll most likely see it by now. But this article is going to be posted on here, and this is what I'm basing my knowledge of the story on. But it's going to be here somewhere. Yeah. Oh, man. It's so bad that it just sucks. This parent, you're not in DR, bro, where you could get away with this shit. You feel me? Go to DR if you're gonna be doing this shit. You'll definitely get away with the shits over there. You'll probably find a cop who's into that shit and will legally marry your daughter. Not legally, but like be out in the open with a 14-year-old kid, and like everybody will know that they're dating and shit. Yeah. So if you want to be doing that shit and having kids and you know trying to get money out of them in this way, at least make a YouTube page, bro, and just start fucking. I don't know, bro. Yo, these parents, these the type of niggas that can't have kids. These are the type of people that cannot have kids. Like, I don't have a kid because I'm not ready for a fucking kid. You feel me? Like, I myself think like a kid. Like, there's times where I think like a child. I'm not ready to be a dad, to be a parent. I'm not ready for that overload. You feel me? That overwork. You feel me? I will never be able to work a second job. I will never be able to have more than one job because my second job is my child. Yeah, but you know, couple low lives. They probably should have married each other. You feel me? Griffin and the mom of this child, obviously, 9 years old, bro. 9 years old. This kid is probably thinking I don't even know what's going on in this kid's head, bro. Like, what could possibly be going on in this kid's head? Like, does the kid think this is okay to do? Does the kid does the kid think, oh, just because mommy's here, I'm safe, like it's fine. Meanwhile, the mom is, is just here for the money. Don't give a fuck about the kid. They both got to rot in jail. I hope they both, put them in jail for a very long time. Throw away the key. Like I said before, let them get butt raped a couple times in jail. You feel me? Like, is this the type of shit some niggas need to understand, that this is not the vibe, bro. This is not what you do. This is not why you are in the position that you are in. And yeah, I don't know. It's just fucking weird to even talk about, bro, because y'all know how fucking retarded this is. This is do this shit in a different country, and motherfuckers know how to deal with you. Like the law will completely be entirely against you. This is what I was gonna mention earlier, and I didn't mention it. CNN has not. For now, they've suspended. They have not fully fired or terminated the man. But that's just because they're trying to figure out exactly what the story is and how did it really go. It's regardless. You should have gotten fired on the spot. Anyways, speaking of creeps, there's this other dude who we're gonna watch the video because it's worthwhile to watch, I feel like. And I'll post it somewhere there where, like, so you guys can see it very nice. But this is a PlayStation executive, bro. A PlayStation executive. A PlayStation executive, bro. Like, what are you doing? Why are you putting yourself in a predicament where you think, number one, you think you could get away with it in today's age, especially. I don't know where you think you could get away with shit like this. And number two, even if you find yourself being this big of a creep or a lowlife, why even risk it? The analogy that I always use is just picture it as if it was your kid coming home with a grown-ass man, or your kid talking to a grown-ass individual. And then you later find out, because you went through the kid's phone or whatever the case is, and then you see that the kid been talking to a fucking 44-year-old and whatnot. Anyways, this is another white man. His name is George, and his last name starts with a C. I don't know. I don't know what his last name is. I don't know. Pijo, some shit like that. But we're gonna watch this video right now real quick.
Who you out here to meet tonight, Jeff? Jeff, we can have a conversation, or I can call the cops, Jeff. Jeff, I can call the cops, or we can have a conversation.
No.
You want it, Jeff? You want to have a conversation, Jeff? I got your face on video, scumbag. You want me to call the cops? All right, I'll call the cops. You invited over a 15-year-old kid tonight to have sex.
Shaking my head, bro. Shaking my head, bro. Oh man, it's unfortunate. PlayStation executive, he got immediately terminated. He was immediately fired. Thanks to that man right there. It was a whole pedophile sting that they had going on, and he got dealt with quick. You feel me? I don't know what CNN doing. I don't know why they got to know more about this shit. You feel me? I guess he didn't get caught in 4K, so that's probably why. This is just like based on stories and shit like that. So I guess it takes it's a different measure. But regardless, bro, it's a whole bunch of pedophiles in this world, man. Shit. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of weirdos. There's a whole bunch of shit. Watch your kids. You feel me? Watch your kids, bro, because just when you thought like, oh, you could trust this person, you can't trust nobody, bro. Especially nowadays, like with everything going on in the world, like everybody trying to take advantage of everybody, and then you got these low lives, you feel me, trying to take advantage of the weakest links, or one of the weakest links, aside from the elderly, which is minors. So there's another story of another weirdo. a white weirdo to be exact. And yeah. I don't know if you guys saw this. Dr. Dre celebrating his divorce. I guess his divorce got it proceeded the case, I guess, and they're finally like officially not together. Motherfucker had balloons up and shit, celebrating the shit out of it. Hey, bro, hey, man, like, what can you say? You feel me? Like, the man is happy. You feel me? She probably happy. Like, to each his own, What we gonna do about that? Dr. Dre, moneymaker. He got money all around. Motherfucker drip the fuck out. He got bread everywhere. You feel me? That nigga is rich. You feel me? He got nothing to worry about. You feel me? If I was in such a miserable situation and I was the one that was married, I'd be doing the same shit, celebrating the exact same way. You feel me? That's just what it is. There's nothing more to it. Like, that shit was funny to me because he grown as fuck doing shit like this. He a grown ass grandpa man, bro. Like, this nigga's old, bro, doing shit like this. Talk about, yo, give me some balloons, bro. And shit. I'm divorced, bro. Like, give me that shit. Come on, swing it over. That's funny as hell. Yeah, I mean, that's that shit. And then also the shit with Kanye. Oh, I'm sorry. Ye. I think he changed his name officially now. I don't know yet. But Ye's Runaway song performance tribute to Kim K, where he's just there like asking for her to come back to him or whatever the case is. Meanwhile, she having great time, bro, with my boy Pete Davidson, man. And then it's funny because like I read a couple days ago that Pete Davidson or like Miley Cyrus was seen like going into Pete Davidson's apartment condo or whatever the case is. For what? Who knows? You feel me? They probably was just doing drugs together. They probably just smoking up together, chilling, relaxing. Like they both do it. That could just be it, But who knows, bruh? Motherfucker Pete Davidson be out here. He really be out here. He really be out here. He really be out here. I stated this in that last podcast, but he really be out here. But and then I also read a story of like Kim K also proceeding with like wanting to get divorced from Kanye. So we'll see, bro. We'll see. This is just funny as hell. And then like Ye, he's here like screaming for his girl, and she's just there like. I mean, I haven't seen pictures of her and Pete Davidson again, so maybe after that, maybe she's kind of like called it off with Pete. Maybe, I don't know, which is why you see the story with Miley Cyrus going into his condo, whatever the case is. Maybe, I don't know, but we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. But aside from all of that, though, at least him, or Kanye, and or Ye, and Drake kind of like hashed things out, So that's pretty dope. I think. I'm not sure. I'm not even 100% sure. But from what it looks like, because they're doing this whole Free Larry concert thing, it looks like they're just hashing it out, you feel me? So that's good to hear. Now imagine, as critical as I was on Ye's, album, and how I was just a bigger fan of CLB rather than Kanye's album. Imagine a little, I don't know, EP, a little mixtape track, whatever you want to call it, between Ye and Drake. Like when Drake had that shit, that mixtape with Future. I think it would be as impactful. Especially for kids in like high school, because motherfuckers still love Kanye, bro. Like, there's a lot of people who love Kanye, especially surprisingly enough for people who are, younger than me. So I mean, not surprising because he's a motherfucking one of the music moguls. So it's like music genius. It's like obviously you're gonna touch base on different kinds of like different kinds of groups of individuals. So, but I feel like it'll be a thing. I feel like it'll be a thing, and this is where niggas just be like, bro, when is Drake gonna fall off, bro? This motherfucker hits on all cylinders every fucking time. Like, when does he drop off? When does he start to descend? When does he start to decline, bro? I don't know. Speaking of people who expect declining from someone, I don't know what the fuck I was going with that. LeBron James, bro. Listen, he's been off a few games now throughout this season, but it's in large due to injuries. But the times that he's been able to play, he's been putting on a fucking show. The other night, he scored a triple-double. And it was scary how well they were playing after the first half. The entire third quarter, bro. I'm thinking to myself, the league is gonna drug test all of these niggas right now. Like, I don't blame him for drug testing all these old ass niggas in the court, bro. Like, they went ham. I don't know what type of energy there was on, but I think I was correlating this. I was thinking this to myself, and I'm like thinking, when LeBron is emotionally into the game, meaning like he's not just like dialed in the sense that, he's dialed in within himself, and us as fans could tell that he's dialed in. When he's like showing emotion, when he's like, he dunks the ball and he's showing these like little dances and he's excited and he makes a pass and he's excited. When somebody else scores, he's excited. Everyone else follows along. And I think a big reason to their successful third quarter was because of that. Because coming into the game, LeBron was focused on having fun. And you could greatly see that in the third quarter. So, and I feel like because of his energy and what he brought to the floor with his enthusiasm and, his fun to the game that he brought, everyone else followed in line and went along with the energy. They matched his energy. You feel me? Now, speaking of the Lakers, based off yesterday, I believe, is when I first heard the story. The Lakers are internally discussing, whatever that means, I guess within the front office, on trading Russell Westbrook. To who, you may ask? Potentially the 76ers. They might fuck around and look to trade Westbrook for Ben Simmons. How do I feel about this? I'll tell you in a little bit. But I feel like I'll tell you that in a little bit. I'll tell you how I feel in a little bit. The trade could go both ways. What does 76ers have to lose in gaining Russell Westbrook? They might as well gamble with it. You're dealing with a player who is not even there physically to play with you guys or whatnot. And he just fucked up the chemistry. He that's it. That's he does not want to be in the 76ers. He's not part of the process anymore. He took himself out. And it's going to be very hard to implement him back into that chemistry again and into that system all over again, because motherfuckers will never forget. You feel me? Like, especially a story like that. Like, fuck no. But on the other hand, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has had previous feuds with Joel Embiid. So, I mean, obviously when these players become teammates, a lot of the times they hash these problems out and, proceed to look to have a successful season and look to work together as teammates and try to exceed expectations. But who knows? You feel me? That could go the other way. But if you ask me as a GM or as somebody who's making the trade, if I'm the 76ers, I'd take it. Give me Russell Westbrook. Take this guy. Take Ben Simmons. You feel me? Like, clearly does not want to be here. Russell Westbrook would have been happy to be home. So I guess having him come all the way across the fucking the whole fucking nation, he might fucking want to come here tight, not wanting to be here. But eventually, I'd rather have that and gamble with that rather than fucking gambling with a guy who does not want to be here whatsoever and has expressed that in different various ways. You feel me? So it's, if I'm the Lakers, now I'm going to get into what I think after this statement. If I'm the Lakers, I have the free range into thinking whether, okay, now do we acquire Ben Simmons and give in Russell Westbrook? At the beginning of Russell Westbrook with the Lakers era, it looked iffy. But for these last few games, he's been playing very well. You could tell he's getting into his role. Like, he knows he's starting to really understand his role in this team, so you can start to see that. Now, what I think about the situation is I don't think they should even bother with making a trade because, okay, yes, it's Ben Simmons, 6'7", fucking playmaker, point guard. He can handle the ball well. He can't shoot. He can't shoot. But so can't Westbrook. But if there's a game-winning shot, I would choose Westbrook. Obviously, we would all will. But yeah, I would just rather stay with Russell Westbrook. I'm not picking up my chances with Ben Simmons. You feel me? Especially after understanding and knowing that he can't handle the situation he couldn't handle in Philly. It's like, why would I even gamble that and bring that to the fucking Lakers? Like, fuck all that. I personally don't think they'll come along with the trade. I think that, yes, they probably looked into the trade and thought about it. I don't think it went as further as Ben Simmons for Westbrook. What do you think? And then that's it. And then it got hashed immediately. But who knows? You feel me? I personally don't think so. I hate when these stories come out mid-season or they just got off a very good win and where everybody looked like they knew what they were doing and know what their role was. And it's also like, yo, bro, we don't even have the full team yet. Like, a lot of these other guys that are sitting on the bench, they're dealing with injuries and are looking to come and join the team. We're not even at our fullest potential. That's why when people be like, oh, the Lakers this year, but it's like, yo, my nigga, these dudes are not in the whole team is not playing, bro. There's a lot of guys out of the rotation that would be in the rotation, and a lot of guys that are in the rotation right now that will be replaced once those hurt guys come back. So I get a little annoyed when I hear shit like, oh, like this year, oof, it's looking a little iffy for the Lakers, and they're not playing the way they should, this and the third, or the way people expected. But it's like, that's because a lot of the guys that they got, for the reasons that they got them, are out. Trevor Ariza, Kendrick Nunn, I know I'm missing like 2 more, but or like 1 more. But these guys are hurt, you know. Trevor Ariza is I know he's going to be a crucial key to the Lakers winning, you know, and to the Lakers having a successful season, you know. In part because he is a lengthy guard or a lengthy forward, who can defend, and he could shoot the 3-point ball. You feel me? And that's exactly what we need. We need size. We need shooters, and that's what he has. Him individually, you know. And then Kendrick Nunn. He knows his role. He knows he's a point guard. He knows he's there to play make, and that's what he's gonna do. But because these guys are dealing with injuries, they're obviously not in the rotation. So therefore, you'll see these other dudes that are in the rotation that you'll start to see their minutes dwindle as these guys start to make the rotation and make their way back to, you know, having their legs under them, you know. So that's why I'm not too hard on the Lakers this year. You know, it sucks. Obviously, me as a LeBron fan, I don't want to see what I'm seeing with the Lakers. With one game, they're doing amazing, and you think this is the turnaround game, and then boom, you lose the 7-point lead, a 17-point lead to one of the other fucking worst teams in the league or whatnot. You know, there was a point in time where just a month over a little over a month and a half ago, we were even like questioning Westbrook because he was turning the ball over massively, immensely. And he has corrected that within these few games. And, you know, in due time, I feel like we'll start to see the success of the Lakers and what they're doing. Carmelo Anthony's doing amazing throughout this year. Nobody's talking about that. Everybody thought that out of all of the players they've acquired, they thought that Carmelo Anthony being in the Lakers was going to be a bust. Or not a bust, but he was not going to perform the way he's been performing. They assumed that he was going to get, probably like 5 points a game. His minutes weren't going to be all that high. And if they were going to have him out there, it's just to put a body out there. And he has completely exceeded expectations for me personally, honestly. You know, and it's we just people haters, motherfuckers be ready to talk shit. So I expect all these shit talkers. You feel me? Now on the other hand, the Warriors just got all these young niggas, and then like Draymond and Steph. That's it. But they're fucking having a great successful season. They're like 20-5 or some shit like that. What the fuck is that, bro? And Clay's not even back, bro. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be real scary. Yeah, Kevin Durant had 51 the other night. There's this video of him and Trae Young, where he's like standing over Trae Young or like leaning over Trae Young from behind, and it looked mad sus, bro. I got nothing against my gay people. I love y'all, but motherfuckers look mad sus. But everybody in the comments had me fucking weak. Everybody had me dead. But yeah, I mean, I really hope they don't go along with the trade, going back to like the whole Lakers and Philly trade. I was also hearing that the Knicks were into the trade for with Philly as well. Who they got the offer? Maybe Kemba Walker. I don't think currently he's still dealing with not being in the rotation or whatnot. And it sucks, but that's what you got, Kemba. I'm gonna let you know right now, and I'm gonna let y'all know why I feel a way about Kemba. In 2016, I graduated high school. I went out, right, to a little after party. We first went to this to this little like restaurant bar shit. Me and all of our friends or whatnot, and I see this motherfucker across the room with like 5 of his friends, and I'm like, yo, bro, I talked to my mans. I'm like, yo, bro, that's Kemba Walker, right? He's like, I don't know, bro. It look like him, though. I'm like, ain't no fucking way that's Kemba Walker, bro. Me being a little, 18-year-old, very excited. I get up. I'm like, yo, you're Kemba? Just want to ask real quick, you're Kemba Walker? And he's like, yeah, man. I'm like, oh my God. Can I have a picture? He was like, nah, man, not right now, bro. I'm sorry. I'm like, so when? What the fuck? Yeah, like I'm a fucking, all right, can we schedule a picture, bitch? Like, and I get the whole situation of like, like some celebs just want to, some athletes just want to relax. I get that. Because I know for a fact, if you would have said yes to me and we would have taken a picture, everybody else would have been like, oh, who that? Hold on. I want a picture too. Who that? Even people that don't even know the nigga. So it's like, he's not going to be relaxed anymore. You feel me? So I get it in that aspect, I guess. I'm just hating. I'm just tight, bro, because I never got my pay. It would have made my year, bro. I would have been like, yo, I didn't even get to, because me personally, I didn't get to go to prom. So I would have been like, oh, great. Like, at least I can say I got a picture with Kemba Walker, bro. Like, the fuck is you talk about, bro? Like, come on, bro. You're bugging, bro. Like, Kemba Walker, bro. All right, you went to prom, nigga, but Kemba Walker, bro. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Kemba Walker. It ain't happen, bro. So I was pissed off, I was like, this motherfucker gonna tell me not now. Like not right now. Like we have a later. Like, yeah, maybe later. Like, how, bro? Want me to follow you, nigga? Like, don't tell me that, bro. Just be like, no, nigga. Like, just be like, yo, I'm sorry, I can't. And then, like, quickly explain, yo, if I take a picture with you, motherfuckers gonna want to, be all up on me. And I'm just relaxed right now, Just explain that if you're gonna have the courage to even talk to me. So if not the courage, but if you're gonna take the time to actually tell me something, at least tell me and give me an explanation. I'm a fucking 18-year-old kid, excited as fuck to see Kemba Walker. I'm not gonna think the way I'm thinking right now about the situation, especially not at the moment. Like, fuck is you talking about? You're bugging, bro. So yes, I fell away. But shout out to my nigga Kemba, bro, because your situation in the next day I'm planning out. Maybe it will pan out in Philly. You feel me? So I hope the best for you, even though you denied my picture, and hopefully we make it to a point in this podcast where niggas is known enough to go ahead and be able to take a picture with Kemba. Anyways, I love you all. This has been another episode of Scary Hour. Yeah, man, support the podcast. That's just all I can say, honestly. Show us some love. Show us that you're here, that you're listening, and I hope your week last week was an amazing week, and I hope this week is even better for you all. And yeah, that's yet another episode of Scary Hour. I love you all, and deuces.